At the start of the drama, we see the female lead, whose name is Jen, and she is making breakfast for her husband. And after making breakfast, she knocks on the washroom door and tells her husband, "I have made breakfast, and now I am going to sleep." Then her husband tells her, "Don't forget to pick up Sue-Wen." Saying this, her husband leaves. After her husband leaves, when Jen comes into the kitchen, her husband has kept the monthly money for her in an envelope. In the next scene, Jen goes to pick up Sue-Wen, who has come to her ex-boyfriend's wedding because he was also her classmate. And then, while Jen is taking Sue-Wen, Jen tells her, "I found out about a very good place, so today I will take you there. And my husband has given me this month's money." Seeing this money, Sue-Wen says, "Which era are you living in? You still use cash? This gives me a feeling of security. Will you remain a housewife all your life? Have you completely given up on your career?" Jen says, "Yuning is happy taking care of me, so what is the need for me to go out and work?" But Sue-Wen is not satisfied with this answer. Just then, Jen gets a call from Lu Yang. Jen says to Sue-Wen, "This is Yuning's classmate, so you pick up this call for me." Sue-Wen picks up that call and is very shocked to hear Lu Yang's words. Jen asks her, "What happened?" Sue-Wen tells her, "Pull the car over to the side." And then both go to a road where Jen's husband has died in a car accident. Seeing this, Jen is very shocked. Now, after coming home from Yuning's funeral, when Jen is trying to open Yuning's mobile, Sue-Wen comes to her and says, "Will you throw away this phone now?" And then Sue-Wen is a little angry. Then their friend Yan comes there and says, "Jen, give this phone to me, I will get it fixed." Hearing this, Sue-Wen says, "What is the benefit of getting the phone fixed? Yuning had deleted everything from the memory card." Yan calms Sue-Wen. Then Sue-Wen says to Jen, "Now what are you going to do? Yuning has used your identity to sign a loan agreement, and now this entire loan is on you. Did you still want to remain a loyal housewife? Yuning always lied to you." Jen says, "Yuning never lied to me." Sue-Wen, showing her the paper, says, "He did all this." Jen says, "This is all fake." Hearing this, Sue-Wen gets angry and says, "Now I am going back and now I won't bother you anymore." After this, Jen goes to court with Yan. There, from all the proofs, it seemed that Jen had given this loan by her own will. But Jen was worried about this because she had not signed anything. And then Sue-Wen calls Jen and says, "Why haven't you contacted a lawyer yet?" Jen says, "No lawyer can help me in this case." Sue-Wen says, "You should at least try to do it. And don't worry about the fee, I have handled all that. And I am sending you a lawyer's number right now. Remember to call him back." Saying this, Sue-Wen ends the call and immediately sends Jen the lawyer Gao Jun's number. When Jen is about to leave from there, just then, she gets someone's call, and that person says to Jen, "Sue-Wen told me to contact you." When Jen looks at the number, it is Gao Jun's number, who is the male lead of this drama. Jen says, "I was just about to call you, but I was in the subway, so I didn't call you." Gao Jun is watching Jen from his car, so he says, "We should meet somewhere to talk. Which station are you outside of?" "I am also outside the station, I will pick you up." Jen says, "I will meet you myself." Gao Jun says, "I am outside the court right now." Hearing this, Jen starts looking here and there and says, "Wait outside the court, I will reach there in a short while." Saying this, Jen comes out of the subway station and stands there. And after a short while, she goes outside the court. Then, Gao Jun waves at her from his car. Jen goes and sits in his car. Gao Jun says, "I came here for work purposes, our schedule is packed. So if we talk over lunch, you won't have a problem, right?" Jen says, "I have no problem." Gao Jun asks her, "How was today's meeting?" Jen says, "I will tell the truth, I do not want to hire any lawyer." Gao Jun says, "I know that your friend insisted, that is why you came to talk to me." Hearing this, Jen gives no answer. So Gao Jun brings her to a restaurant. Jen asks him, "Which law firm do you work for? And what kind of cases do you handle?" Gao Jun says, "I work for Billing Metro Bark Law Firm, and I handle financial security cases." "Okay, now are you satisfied with all this? Or should I show you my license to become your lawyer?" Jen says nothing. Gao Jun gets out of the car, but Jen doesn't get out of the car. So Gao Jun opens the car door for her, but Jen still doesn't come out of the car. Gao Jun says, "Sue-Wen and I were classmates and we were quite close. That is why you shouldn't doubt me. And by the way, you are stuck in a very difficult case right now, so I cannot take advantage of anything." Saying this, while going inside the restaurant, Gao Jun says, "I have only 1 hour." Hearing this, Jen quickly gets out of the car and follows him inside the restaurant. Gao Jun tells her, "Show me the documents." Jen takes out the documents and gives them to Gao Jun, and along with that takes out 2 mobiles from her bag and places them there. Gao Jun looks at both phones very intently, and then, reading the documents, he says to Jen, "Why was Yuning using your bank account for transactions?" Jen says, "Because he used to use that card, I don't know anything more than this." Just then, Gao Jun gets someone's message. Gao Jun says to Jen, "Whatever you were saying, say it." Jen says, "The monthly money I used to get, Yuning used to give that from his salary, and the reason for taking this loan could be investment, but I cannot prove this, because I don't know anything about all this nor that this money was not used in our married life. Gao Jun says, do you really not know anything about this money? Jen says, everyone has asked me about this, but in reality, I know nothing. Gao Jun says, forgive me, I am not doubting you, but did you not find any proof, meaning any message, etc., related to Yu Ning? Hearing this, Jen starts looking at both those mobiles. Gao Jun also signals towards those same mobile phones. Jen says, Yu Ning's mobile phone broke during the car accident. Gao Jun says, did you try to restore its memory card? His SIM card must be in the phone, right? Jen gives no answer to this. Gao Jun says, did you not find any proof on this? Jen says, no. Gao Jun says, if you didn't find any proof, this isn't normal. And after a debt of so many million yuan, are you sure Yu Ning didn't hide any relationship from you? Hearing this, Jen slams the glass of water down very hard and says, I am sitting here to discuss the case with you, not about my relationship with my husband. Saying this, Jen gets angry and leaves from there, but she leaves the loan agreement right there. In the next scene, Jen goes to a watch shop. The workers there show Jen a watch which Yu Ning had ordered for her. Seeing this watch, Jen asks, when did my husband order this? The worker says, before Chinese New Year, and this watch is quite expensive. That is why we need to see your ID and its contract. When Jen opens her bag to take out her ID card, she realizes that she left the loan agreement right there, and then she gives her ID card to the worker. And just then, a person comes there who was following Jen. After coming out of the shop, Jen calls Gao Jun and asks, do you have that loan agreement? Gao Jun says, yes, I have it. Jen says, where are you? I will come to take the documents from you. Gao Jun says, right now I am busy. You wait for me at Taoyuan Hotel. Saying this, Gao Jun ends the call. Jen goes to the hotel mentioned by Gao Jun, and sitting there, she starts waiting for Gao Jun. But while waiting, it becomes night, and Gao Jun still doesn't come there. And right there, somewhere else, Gao Jun is at his home looking at Jen's high school picture on his laptop. Then Jen calls him and says, are you joking with me? Gao Jun says, I was quite busy all day. I will reach the hotel in a short while. You just wait a little more for me. Jen says, okay, I will wait a little more for you. Saying this, Jen ends the call. A short while later, Gao Jun comes there and says, I was signing a contract with my client, but it took a bit too much time. That is why I apologize to you. Jen is standing there to take the agreement file. Giving her the file, Gao Jun says, let's sit and talk. But Jen starts to leave from there. Looking at her bag, Gao Jun says, from now on, do not buy luxury items through your card because this can be used as proof too. Jen says, thank you for your advice. And she leaves from there. The next morning, Jen gets a call from Gao Jun. Gao Jun says, I have a question for you. Did Yu Ning leave no evidence related to the loan? Jen says, I am sure that I cleared everything yesterday. Gao Jun says, everything got deleted, all messages and WeChat history. Did he used to do this every time? Jen says, what do you want? Gao Jun says, if he didn't want to hide his loan, he wouldn't do all this. He was surely hiding something else along with the loan. Hearing this, Jen says, I don't understand. What do you want to ask after all? Gao Jun says, if you are free, let's meet and talk. After this, Jen goes to meet Gao Jun and says, I cannot even pay your fees. Then why are you assisting in taking my case? Gao Jun says, I know that the bank has taken your account and house into its possession. Jen says, then why are you helping me? We don't even know each other and you will get no benefit from helping me. And anyway, yesterday your behavior was very rude with me and today you are treating me very politely. Why so? Gao Jun says, I know you don't have money, but we live in a society of networks. Everyone is a part of it. If I help you later, you will have to help me too. Hearing this, Jen says, I will help you. Gao Jun says, you aren't Yan or Su Wen. And then both go inside a restaurant. Gao Jun tells Jen about the transactions of Yu Ning's bank accounts and says, apart from your accounts, Yu Ning was using many other accounts too. And did you try to contact these people? Jen says, I thought about that, but I don't know where to start. Because there is no contact number of anyone in Yu Ning's phone. I spoke to the bank about this too. But they don't give their clients' information to anyone. Gao Jun says, this work can be done with the help of a lawyer. If you have a notice from the court, only then the bank people will give you information. Hearing this, Jen says, can you bring a court order for me? Gao Jun says, you cannot get this so easily. For example, if you want to sue all these account holders, you will have to file a case against them first. And if you want to sue them and you don't have any correct evidence, then no one will help you much. Now, on the other side, a person secretly enters the management room of Yu Ning's company, and with the help of a torch, tries to find some documents. And then he starts picking up a file. Just then, a decoration piece falls down. Hearing this noise, two lawyers come out and stand there. One of the lawyers says, you surely heard wrong. I can't hear even a single sound. And then both lawyers ignore this matter and leave from there. That person quickly puts the decoration piece into the dustbin, and inside the cabinet, he finds a locker. That person opens that locker with keys inside it. There is a diary in which account's details are written. That person puts that diary in his bag and quickly comes out. In the next scene, Jen goes to Yu Ning's company. As she enters the lift just then, a lady also enters the lift with her, and she starts looking at Jen's watch intently. And as Jen comes out, a man calls Jen Mrs. Yu Ning, from which that lady realizes that this is Yu Ning's wife. That person introduces Jen to that lady, saying, "This is Miss Shen, who is from Tianyi Securities." Shen says to Jen, "Yu Ning and I were old friends." And then, giving a business card, she says, "If you need anything in the future, you can come to me." That person takes Jen to Yu Ning's office. This person's name is Lu Yang, who was also Yu Ning's college friend. Lu Yang says to Jen, "You can take Yu Ning's personal things from here, but you cannot take any notebook or documents from here, because the company will inspect those documents first, and after that, they will be given to you." Hearing this, Jen says, "Okay," and then she starts looking at Yu Ning's drawer. But just then, her gaze falls on the broken decoration piece. Lu Yang also gets worried seeing this, and remembers last night's matter. Now here, we find out that it was Lu Yang who had come to Yu Ning's office last night. Jen picks up that decoration piece and starts looking at it because he had made this together with Yu Ning. Remembering this, Jen starts looking at Yu Ning's belongings again, and she picks up a file from there. Lu Yang comes to her and says, "This is a client's file, so give this to me." Hearing this, Jen gives him that file and asks, "How far is Sheng's office?" Lu Yang says, "He is in customer service, that is why it isn't that far." Jen says, "Will you help me in passing my ID to Sheng?" Lu Yang has to agree to Shen. But then he says, "I forgot that this is our company's rule that we cannot go over to the customer service department while working. That is why I will give this to them later." Just then, Jen gets Gao Jun's call. He asks Jen, "Did you come to your husband's office?" Jen says, "Yes." Now, from Jen talking like this, Gao Jun understands that someone else is with Jen, and he asks Jen, "Did you find anything related to the case?" Jen says, "Yes." Gao Jun says, "But first, get rid of that man." Jen says, "Okay." But Lu Yang's entire attention is on Jen's call, but he cannot understand anything, and he starts checking books. Just then, from the drawer, he finds a high school photo of Jen. Lu Yang shows that photo to Jen. Seeing this photo, Jen gets emotional, and she says to Lu Yang, "Leave me alone for a short while." Lu Yang leaves, but he has doubts about Jen. That is why he goes back outside the office. He hears the sound of Jen crying. So Lu Yang goes back. Jen is sitting inside, looking at the photo and getting very emotional. And right there on the other side, Lu Yang gives the ID card to Sheng Yu and says, "Your sister-in-law gave this to you." On the other side, Jen locks the office door and starts looking for information. Due to this, Lu Yang also starts getting suspicious. Jen tells Gao Jun, "I found these documents." Gao Jun tells her, "Check different documents." Jen finds some clauses, but just then, Lu Yang comes there and starts knocking on the door. Jen quickly starts clicking photos of those documents. Outside, all the employees gather, and Mr. Shu starts asking Lu Yang, "What happened?" Lu Yang says, "Yu Ning's wife is still inside the office, that is why we are breaking the door." But just then, Jen comes out. Lu Yang and Mr. Shu go inside the office. Jen says, "When I saw this photo, I couldn't control myself. I didn't want other people to see me in this state, that is why I had locked the door. And I am not feeling well, so, Lu Yang, you pack Yu Ning's belongings, I will take them from you later." Saying this, Jen leaves. In the next scene, Jen is fixing that decoration piece at home, and right outside, Su Wen and Gao Jun are coming to Jen's house. Gao Jun says, "We have come here without telling Jen. Perhaps she won't like our coming here." Su Wen says, "Nothing like that will happen." Jen looks a little rude from the outside, but inside she is a very nice human. Saying this, Su Wen stands to the side and tells Gao Jun to knock on the door. Gao Jun knocks on the door. As soon as Jen opens the door, seeing Gao Jun in front, she gets quite surprised. But just then, Su Wen wishes her happy birthday. Jen gives no reaction. Gao Jun also enters the house wishing her happy birthday. Jen was picking up that decoration piece to put it inside, but just then, the doorbell rings. As soon as Jen opens the door, a person is standing in front. He says to Jen, "Mr. Yu Ning has wished you a happy birthday." Hearing this, Jen gets a little shocked. Su Wen also quickly comes there hearing Yu Ning's name, and Gao Jun is also standing far away watching them. That person says, "Mr. Yu Ning had made arrangements to deliver this package to his wife tonight." Hearing this, Su Wen says, "When did Yu Ning place this order?" That person says, "I don't know, I am just a delivery boy, but I can find out from the company for you." Saying this, that person gives the present to Jen and calls his clients in the company. Su Wen takes the mobile from that person. The clients tell Su-Wen. Su-Wen placed this order on January 22nd. Hearing this, Jen gets a little emotional. Su-Wen sends that delivery boy away from there. When Jen comes inside and opens that present inside it, she finds another watch similar to that watch. Gao-jun starts looking at that watch. Jen hides that watch she is wearing in her hand, and she goes to put the gift inside, but she doesn't understand why Yu-Ning would give her two watches in the present. And then Jen celebrates her birthday with both of them. And then, looking at all the documents, they discuss amongst themselves. After the discussion, Jen goes to see both of them off. Su-Wen says, I will remain busy for a few days now, but I will try to get some information from the company for you. Saying this, Su-Wen leaves in the lift. While leaving, Gao-jun wishes Jen happy birthday. Once again, Jen says thank you to him. The next morning, Jen is looking at those watches. Just then, she remembers that Miss Shen had also worn a similar watch. As soon as she remembers this, Jen quickly takes out Shen's business card from her bag. The style in which Shen's name is written on the business card, the name on the watch is also written in the same style. Jen takes this card and watch and goes to Gao-jun. She asks, why did you call me so urgently? Gao-jun says, you have made 2 ID cards. Jen says, no, but my one ID card got lost. That is why I got a new ID card made in place of that ID card. Gao-jun says, how old is this matter? Jen says, this is a matter of 2 years ago. Gao-jun shows Jen a photocopy of those documents. Jen gets surprised seeing her old ID card, and she quickly starts checking all the documents. Gao-jun says, there is no need to check. The same ID card has been used on all documents. Did your ID card really get lost? Or did your husband make your ID card disappear? And do you still trust your husband? Hearing this question, Jen gets embarrassed. Gao-jun says to her, I have some urgent work, I am leaving. Saying this, Jen leaves. She calls Miss Shen to a restaurant to meet. Miss Shen comes there and says, you are meeting me suddenly, do you need my help? Jen asks, for how many years have you been meeting Yu-Ning? Shen says, don't you think that you are asking a very strange question? Jen says, you know what I want to ask you? Hearing this, Shen gives no answer. Jen shows that watch to Shen and says, this is the watch that Yu-Ning had ordered for you. Shen says, I like this watch, but why are you thinking that Yu-Ning ordered this for me? Jen says, you look at this watch closely yourself. Shen starts looking at that watch closely. Jen places that card in front of them too. Shen says, are you giving me this watch on behalf of Yu-Ning? Jen says, I just want to know how long have you two been together? Shen says, he and I were never in a relationship. Jen says, then why would he buy such an expensive watch for you? Shen says, what do I know? But I am telling the truth, the relationship I had with Yu-Ning was only regarding work, and if there was anything, it was only casual flirting, which is very common in this industry. Jen says, what do you mean by this casual flirting? Shen says, you were his wife, you should have been suspicious of him. And Yu-Ning's behavior like this wasn't only with me. And what did you think? That whenever he used to come home late at night, was he working overtime in the office? Hearing all this, Jen is very shocked. Shen leaves from there. As soon as Jen goes out, a reporter girl is following her, whose name is Wu. She had kept an eye on Jen only at Gao-jun's behest, and Gao-jun tells her, you keep a good eye on Jen and take care of this, that nothing happens to her. Now, as Jen goes home, Gao-jun is already present there. Jen says, what are you doing here? Gao-jun says, you weren't picking up the phone, that is why I got a little worried about you. Jen says, my phone's battery had died. Anyway, I am completely fine. And then she takes Gao-jun inside the house. After coming inside, Gao-jun says to Jen, I have prepared a defense statement for you, you look at it once. Jen says, thank you, and goes inside. And bringing the envelope with money, she places it in front of Gao-jun and says, I know that this payment is very little, but I am doing this payment to pay my gratitude to you. I hope that you will accept it. Gao-jun says, what do you mean by this? Jen says, I want to take a break for some time, that is why I am going back to my hometown. Gao-jun says, if you go away, then what will happen to this case? Jen says, I am leaving this case to fate. Gao-jun says, this means that you are accepting defeat and tell the truth. Were you also with Yu-Ning in taking this loan? Jen says, do you also think so? Gao-jun says, I am saying this only after hearing your decision, because when you lose this case, you won't be able to go anywhere, nor will you be able to stay in any 5-star hotel. Even your children won't be able to go to any expensive school. Jen says, I am not hiding the money. Gao-jun says, have you imagined how your life will pass with debt? Jen says, I will work all my life and pay off this debt. Gao-jun says, Yu-Ning has closed all the paths for you to go back. In the next scene, Jen returns to her hometown. Right there, 2 people follow Jen and arrive there. one of whom is named Ju and the other is named Xiao. Joe talks to someone and says, "We can check Zhen's apartment today." The person on the call from the other end says checking someone's apartment like this is illegal. And right inside, Zhen is looking at her grandma's things. Just then she gets Gao Jun's call, who says to her, "If you are free, come to the school." Zhen goes to meet Gao Jun at the school and asks Gao Jun, "What are you doing at school suddenly?" Gao Jun says, "My class teacher was sick, so I came to meet her. And Su Wen told me that you are here, so I thought I should meet you." Just then, there is a notice board hanging there, which was from their school time. Both of them are looking at that board intently. Zhen remembers Su Wen's words that the love letter of 5,000 words pasted on the notice board was written by Gao Jun, and Gao Jun also starts talking to Zhen about the same love letter. Zhen deliberately says, "I don't remember about that." Gao Jun starts telling her all the descriptions as if Zhen used to be in her high school time, and says, "If you didn't like me, you could have thrown that letter away too. What was the need to paste it here?" Zhen says, "I didn't paste your letter." Hearing her words, Gao Jun starts smiling and goes outside. Zhen also follows him and says, "I never received that love letter, nor did I paste that letter." Gao Jun says, "I accept this when a human is young. He does such silly things." Zhen says, "Why should I admit to this act which I haven't even done?" Hearing this, Gao Jun says, "If you are saying it, then I believe your words." Just then, a bike is coming at high speed there. To save Zhen from the bike, Gao Jun pulls her close, but just then, someone clicks their picture. Zhen quickly moves back. Gao Jun says, "Are you okay?" Zhen says, "Yes," and then both leave from there. Gao Jun says, "I am very happy that you visited the school with me today." Zhen says, "I want to clear one thing with you again, that I didn't put that letter on the notice board." Hearing this, Gao Jun starts smiling. Zhen says, "Even if I like someone, or not still, I cannot humiliate someone by putting a letter written with such heart on the notice board." Gao Jun says, "Forgive me, I misunderstood you, and now I am going back to Beijing." Zhen says, "But how did you come here?" Gao Jun says, "By train." Zhen says, "Then I will drop you off." Gao Jun says, "There is no need for this because a taxi is coming here." Saying this, Gao Jun sits in the taxi and leaves. In the next scene, Ju is searching Zhen's house and Xiao is sitting comfortably in the car. But just then Zhen comes there. Xiao quickly calls Ju and tells him. When Zhen gets out of the car and is going towards the house, she sees Ju leaving. She gets suspicious of him, that is why she quickly goes home. The lock of her door is also open. Zhen goes inside the house. Just then she gets Su Wen's call. She says, "Gao Jun told me that someone is following you." Zhen says, "Yes." Hearing this, Su Wen says, "If you don't come back by tonight, I will come to you." Zhen says, "Okay." She takes off her ring and puts it in a box, and at night, packing her luggage, she starts to leave from there. Just then, Gao Jun is also standing there. Seeing him, Zhen stops the car and signals him. Gao Jun also sits in the car. Zhen comes to drop Gao Jun at the hotel. Gao Jun says, "Have you read the defense statement? Do you want to get any changes done in it?" Zhen says, "No." Gao Jun says, "Then submit it." Saying this, Gao Jun starts to leave. Zhen says, "Thanks," to him. Gao Jun says, "Goodbye," and leaves. After this, outside Zhen's house, two men are puncturing her car, but then they see that the front tire of the car is also punctured. One person says, "Zhen came at 9 p.m. last night, so when would they have done this work?" Just then, Zhen comes there. Seeing Zhen, these men run away from there. Zhen also watches them running, and then she looks at the tire of her car. And then Zhen submits the defense statement in court and is coming back. Just then, Gao Jun comes there and says, "I brought some things for you, and those things are lying in my car." "Where is your car?" Zhen says, "I didn't come driving my car today." Gao Jun says, "Okay, then I will drop you home." Zhen says, "There is no need for this, you will be troubled for no reason." Gao Jun says, "At least we are classmates. For this, you don't need to be so formal." Hearing this, Zhen quietly goes with Gao Jun. Now, when both are about to come out of the lift, Ju is standing in front. Zhen ignores him and goes out of the lift. Gao Jun asks Ju, "What are you doing here?" Ju attacks Gao Jun, but Gao Jun pushes him. Zhou falls to the ground and quickly starts running. Zhen also starts to go after him, but Gao Jun stops her. Zhen starts looking at Gao Jun. Now coming outside, Zhou says to Xiao, "I told you too, you come this time, but you are such that you don't listen to me." Xiao asks him, "After all, what happened?" Zhou says, "Let's go to the hospital quickly." On the other side, Zhen and Gao Jun also arrive at the hospital. The doctor is bandaging Gao Jun. After the bandaging is done, when Zhen and Gao Jun come out, Xiao is secretly watching both of them. While walking, Zhen holds Gao Jun's arm. Gao Jun says, "My legs are completely fine." Hearing this, Zhen quickly moves back. But just then, Gao Jun is getting someone's call, but Gao Jun is unable to take the mobile out of his pocket. So Zhen takes the mobile out of his pocket and gives it to him. Hearing the call, Gao Jun says to Zhen, I am going to the washroom, you wait in my car. Saying this, Gaojun goes to the washroom. Jen also leaves from there. Xiao also follows Jen. Now, while going back, Jen tells Gaojun, this same person followed me twice. Once when I was in my hometown and second when I was coming back from Yuning's grave. Gaojun says, you have no proof of this matter, that is why the police won't help you either. Jen says, that person has followed me twice, the police cannot ignore this matter. Gaojun says, are you fully sure that the same man followed you? Jen says, I didn't see his face, but seeing him, I can tell that the same one followed me. Gaojun says, I don't think that this is the same man who followed you. Jen asks, why are you saying this? Gaojun says, after all, what does he want to achieve by following you for the third time? Hearing this, Jen becomes silent. Gaojun says, by the way, it is lunchtime and I am feeling very hungry. Aren't you feeling hungry? And I have a stomach problem, that is why I cannot skip any meal, otherwise I have a lot of pain. Jen says, sorry, I forgot, but what do you want to eat? Gaojun says, I want to eat a simple porridge, that is why. Why don't we go back to your house? Jen says, okay. And coming home, she makes porridge and gives it to Gaojun. Now, after eating, Gaojun says to Jen, will you wash this coat for me? Because tomorrow I have to meet a client. Jen sees blood on the coat and says, there is a hole in this coat too. If I wash it too, you still won't be able to wear this coat tomorrow. Gaojun says, but besides this, I haven't brought any other coat. So, can I wear any coat of Yu Ning's? Jen says, I don't think his coat will fit you. Gaojun says, no problem then, I will just keep my own coat on the shoulder. Hearing this, Jen goes to the washroom to wash Gaojun's coat. Seeing the brand of that coat, she searches it. Jen finds a coat exactly like Gaojun's coat, but Jen gets very confused. Just then, Gaojun calls out to her and asks, is the coat washed? Jen says, yes, it is almost done. And then, Gaojun takes that coat and leaves from there. Just then, Lu Yang was also following Gaojun, and right there, Jen is looking at the price of that same coat. And then, looking at the money, whatever money Jen has, she puts it all in a bag. Now on the other side, when Gaojun reaches the company, Lu Yang also follows him to the company. But there, mistaking someone else for Gaojun, he starts following him. Gaojun also sees Lu Yang and hides and clicks his photo. But when Lu Yang reaches the lift following that person, then he finds out that person is not Gaojun. And this person is none other than Xiao, who was Gaojun's classmate. In the next scene, Zhen goes to the mall to buy exactly the same kind of coat. But just then, Sheng Yu has also come there with her mom. And seeing Jen, she clicks her photo. Jen, after buying the coat, calls Gaojun, but Gaojun doesn't pick up her phone. Jen is just about to leave after giving that coat to the reception. But just then, Gaojun calls her. Jen says, I have bought a coat for you and I am leaving it at the reception. Hearing this, Gaojun says, wait, don't give the coat to the reception, I will come there in a short while. Jen starts waiting for Gaojun. Just then, Gaojun arrives there. Jen says, I didn't know about your choice, that is why I bought a coat exactly like the previous one for you. Looking at the bag, Gaojun says, this brand is quite expensive, and in this financial condition, how can you buy this coat? Jen says, I can still afford one coat. Saying this, Jen starts to leave. Gaojun says, I will drop you outside, and then both are leaving. Just then, Gaojun sees Xiao there. He quickly holds Jen's hand and moves to the side. Jen asks him, why are you doing this? Gaojun says, do you know anyone? And he is also here, that is why it is better that he doesn't see you here. Jen asks, who is it? Gaojun says, Yu Ning's cousin's husband. And when Xiao leaves in the lift, Gaojun lets go of Jen. Jen says, because of me, you had a problem again, sorry for that. And now there is no need for you to drop me. Saying this, Jen leaves. After Jen leaves, Wu comes there, and Gaojun says to her, if Jen had seen Xiao today, then all our efforts would have gone to waste. After this, when Jen is going back home, just then, she sees a hiring notice outside a restaurant. Jen goes inside that restaurant. The manager tells Jen, this is the job. And then right there is a Miss Meng who is washing dishes. The manager Qian says to her, in the night shift, Jen will help you from now on. And Jen has accepted the job. And she starts doing the work too. In the next scene, Jen is going back from court. Just then, Gaojun comes there and tells Jen to sit in the car. Jen sits in the car. Gaojun asks her, did you get the bank statement? Jen says, yes. And she gives that bank statement to Gaojun. Gaojun is looking at that statement. Jen says, if you keep looking at the bank statement like this, you will think that I am a millionaire. Gaojun says, this bank statement can be used in your favor because it can prove that this money was not used for your daily life expenses. Now, as Jen reaches home, her in-laws have come there to stay in her house. Jen says nothing to them. In the next scene, Jen brings her watch to a shop. Just then she gets Gaojun's call. He asks Jen, are you at home? Jen says, no, but why are you asking this? Gaojun says, I wanted to talk to you about the bank statement. Jen says, I will call you later. And saying this, she ends the call. The shop owner says, this watch is not genuine. And this is the same watch that Yu Ning had gifted to Jen on her birthday. And then the shop owner says, but I can take the other watch. And this is the same watch that Yu Ning had gifted to Shen. Hearing this, Jen gets surprised and says, is this one fake? The shop owner says, we never tell our customer that their item is fake. We just say that this item is not genuine. Hearing this, Jen goes to the shop from where she had received that watch. The worker tells Jen, this watch was not bought from our shop. When Jen is going back, she is feeling very hurt. Now, as Jen comes home, Gao Jun is already sitting there. Seeing this, Jen feels a little strange, but she starts looking for her in-laws. Gao Jun says to Jen, those people have left from here. Jen asks, how did those people leave from here after all? Gao Jun shows an agreement to Jen. Jen looks at that agreement and says, where did they get so much money from? Gao Jun says, I gave this money. Jen says, why did you give them money? And then getting angry, she says, I don't know why you gave them so much money, but I just know this, that I don't have money. And I have so much debt on me, then why are you creating difficulties for me after all? Hearing this, Gao Jun says, I am helping you out of humanity. Jen says, yes, I know you must have helped me for this reason, but how will I return this money to you? Relaxing her, Gao Jun says, you don't need to return the money to me immediately. You just write it on paper for me that whenever you have money, you will return it. Hearing this, Jen gets angry and emotional and says to Gao Jun, do you not know how much debt is on me? And now I will have to return money to you too. Gao Jun says, but now I have given them the money and now I cannot get that money back, right? Hearing this, Jen sits on the sofa. Gao Jun says, you have a house in your hometown too, and the creditors don't know about that house. So you can keep that house's certificate with me, and you don't need to sign any agreement with me either because I have full faith in you. And you return the money to me only when you have money. But Jen still writes on paper for Gao Jun that she will return the money to him. And along with her old house certificate, Jen gives the watch to Gao Jun too and says, my old house's value isn't that much, that is why you can take this watch too. Gao Jun says, for me, this house's certificate is enough. Just then the doorbell rings. Jen goes to open the door. Gao Jun picks up the watch and puts it under the sofa. And right there at the door is Yan. He comes inside and starts saying something to Jen. But seeing Gao Jun, he says nothing. Gao Jun also leaves from there. Yan sits down, but just then his gaze falls on the watch. He starts to pick up that watch, but just then, Jen comes. Gao Jun messages Jen, I am downstairs, if anything happens, call me. Jen sees that message. Yan says, now I can't hide this from you anymore, that Yu Ning had taken money from me too before dying. He told me that he urgently needs money, so, without thinking, I gathered money and gave it to him. Even I gave my client's payment to Yu Ning. Yu Ning was supposed to return 1 million yuan to me, but he left this world. And I wouldn't have told you this either, but now a baby is coming in our family, so I need money for this. And clients are also asking for their money back from me. That is why don't you return my money first of all? Hearing this, Jen says nothing. And Yan has brought a print of his and Yu Ning's chat as evidence. Jen tells Yan to leave her house. Yan gets angry and says, you have money to buy expensive dresses and you can give money to the aunt for the mortgage too, then why can't you return my money? Just then, Gao Jun also comes to check on Jen. And hearing the sound of Yan shouting, he starts knocking on the door loudly. Jen opens the door. As soon as Gao Jun comes inside, he asks Yan, how much money does Jen have to return? Yan says, Jen didn't take money from me, Yu Ning took 1 million yuan from me. Gao Jun says, where are the agreement or transaction records? Yan says, who signs an agreement while giving money to a relative? I only have chat history. Gao Jun is about to look at that chat history when Yan quickly picks it up. And leaving, he says to Jen, we are relatives, but now let's not become enemies somewhere. Saying this, Yan leaves. Jen gets quite emotional. Gao Jun says to her, I am feeling hungry, I will bring something to eat. And just then, Jen faints and falls down. Seeing this, Gao Jun gets worried, and quickly picking up Jen, starts taking her to the hospital. Lu Yang also sees them leaving. Now as Gao Jun takes Jen to the hospital, the doctor tells Jen has fainted due to stress. Now after a while, Jen regains consciousness. Gao Jun asks her, how are you feeling? Jen gives no answer to his question and starts getting up. Gao Jun says, what are you doing? Jen says, I am going home. Gao Jun says, whatever happens, but until this drip is finished, you cannot go anywhere. Jen asks him, why are you helping me? Gao Jun says, I told you that I am helping you to pretend Su Wen and Xiao's favors. Hearing this, Jen starts looking at Gao Jun. Gao Jun says, you are thinking that I still like you. Jen answers, yes. Gao Jun says, I used to like you in the past, but now there are no feelings for you in my heart. But my opinion about you is complicated, or confusion is surely there, but it has nothing to do with love. Perhaps you remind me of my past, that is why my feelings regarding you are confused, and I am treating you only like my classmate. Hearing this, Jen says, whenever someone treats you nicely in truth, it feels very good. In the next scene, when Jen's eyes open in the morning, Gao Jun is getting her door's lock changed. Jen asks him, what are you doing? Gao Jun says, that man has the key to your house and this is very dangerous. That is why I am getting your house's lock changed. And Gao Jun has called Xiao Tu to get this work done. Hearing this, Zhen comes to the kitchen to make breakfast and says to Gao Jun, I will be thankful to you that you helped me, but I am unhappy with this fact that you got my house lock changed. Gao Jun says, sorry, to Zhen, and says, what do you want to do in your house? Zhen says, I want to install a security camera in my house. If that person is Liu Yang or anyone else, even then, we will capture him. Gao Jun gets surprised and says, will you give him a chance to come into your house again? And did you think that it's possible he is waiting to come to your house so he can kill you? And in such a situation, even if you install a camera in the house, what will be the benefit? Saying this, Gao Jun goes out to check the lock. Xiao also leaves from there. While leaving, Gao Jun says, I have kept the keys for your lock and new lock in the cabinet. If you want to keep the old lock again, you can call anyone to change it. And due to an urgent case, I am going to Beijing. If there's any problem, call me. Saying this, Gao Jun leaves. After this, Gao Jun goes to Zhu and Xiao and says, why didn't you tell me about changing the lock before? Zhou says, we did this for Zhen's sake. Gao Jun says, then why did you send Xiao to change the lock? Aren't you afraid that Zhen can recognize him? Zhou says, our company's locksmith was busy, that is why I sent Xiao there. Gao Jun asks them, Gao Jun, and for how much time will he stay away from here? Zhou says, just 4 to 5 days. Gao Jun says, you call him back quickly. Xiao asks him, what happened? Is everything not going well? Gao Jun says nothing. Xiao places Zhen's house keys in front and says, in the future, whenever Zhen is out of the house, we can investigate in her house. Hearing this too, Gao Jun looks a little upset. Zhou says, through this, everyone can go there easily. And now there is no need for you to be close to Zhen either. Anyway, being close to her is very difficult for you. And someone else is investigating too, so your identity can be exposed quickly too. And our company is putting a lot of pressure on us, that is why you will have to do it very quickly too. Gao Jun starts getting angry at Xiao. After this, Gao Jun is standing outside a jail. Just then, a lady comes there with a child, and she calls Gao Jun Mr. Tan. That child's name is Yi Yi. Gao Jun says to that lady, can I go with you and meet them? That lady says, you have already caused a lot of harm to our family and he will never meet you. Saying this, that lady leaves. In the next scene, Yan comes to Zhen along with Yuning's parents to take his money back. Just then, Sheng Yu arrives there. Yan takes her outside. Sheng Yu asks him, tell me the truth. What is the matter? If you don't tell me the whole truth, I will go inside and ask them. Hearing this, Yan tells Sheng Yu the whole truth, saying, I didn't give money to Yu Ning instead. I invested all my savings and 1 million yuan taken from someone into a scam company. But that company was fake. That is why I will have to return 1 million yuan. Otherwise, our house will also be taken from us. And right there, on the other side, Yu Ning's parents and Sheng Yu's mom are creating quite a ruckus that we won't leave from here without taking the money. Just then, Sheng Yu comes there and tells everyone, don't do this. Sheng Yu's mom says, we are doing all this for the sake of your baby. Sheng Yu says, Yan lied to all of you. In reality, Yan lost money in an investment and Yuning never took money from Yan. Hearing this, mom says, how can this happen? I read the chat history myself. Sheng Yu says, Yan had made that chat fake. Hearing this, Sheng Yu's mom leaves after slapping Yan hard. Then Yuning's parents also leave from there. Sheng Yu says to Zhen, I apologize. Now, after everyone leaves, Zhen cleans the living room. Under the bed, she finds a medicine. Seeing this, Zhen phones Gao Jun and says, is this medicine yours? Gao Jun says, no, what kind of medicine is it? Zhen says, you come and see yourself. Hearing this, Gao Jun drops Zhu right there and quickly starts going to Gao Jun's house. Now on the other side, Zhen's house door is knocked. As soon as Zhen opens the door, the same two people are there who had punctured Zhen's car tires. Seeing this, Zhen starts closing the door back, but those two people forcibly enter. And showing Zhen the company loan card, they say, return our loan quickly. Zhen says, but I don't have money right now, so what should I do? Then those persons say, return our money by getting it from anywhere. Zhen says, I have a friend, I will ask him for some money. Saying this, Zhen starts picking up the phone to call Gao Jun. Then that person quickly snatches the phone. And just then, the doorbell rings too. Then that person goes and opens the door. Gao Jun is there. And Gao Jun is surprised seeing both of them. Zhen shows Gao Jun their company loan card and says, this is what happened. Gao Jun says, first of all, entering someone's house forcibly like this is illegal. Just then the doorbell rings. The person looks through the keyhole. The police have come there. That person quickly comes and tells them, the police have come here. Hearing this, Gao Jun takes both those persons to Zhen's room to hide them and starts looking at the whole room himself. Here, the police and detectives start asking Zhen some questions regarding Liu Yang because someone had tried to murder Liu Yang, due to which he is in a coma now, and Liu Yang's last meeting was also with Zhen. Now, whatever question the detective asks, Jen tells everything truthfully, and in the end asks, "After all, what happened? Why are you asking me all this?" The police tell, "Someone tried to kill Liu Yang, and now he is lying in the hospital in a coma." Now, after the investigation is done, the police start to leave. Just then, some sounds start coming from the room, due to which the police get suspicious, and Gaojun also quickly turns on the TV. Jen says, "This is the TV sound my TV runs on the internet. That is why signals keep coming and going here. As soon as the signal came, my TV turned on." And then, Jen opens her room door and shows it. Seeing this, the police leave. Jen tells them, "Come out of the room," and tells both those persons, "Leave the house." And she starts taking the clothes from the washing machine to dry them. Gaojun helps her. Jen asks him, "Why are you looking at me like this?" Gaojun says, "I didn't expect that you would tell the police everything truthfully, but you cleared all questions so nicely." Jen says, "Yes, if they have come to question and answer me, then they must have done research on me, right?" Hearing this, Gaojun looks at that medicine and says, "These aren't my medicines, perhaps they are Suwen's. You call her and ask." Jen calls Suwen and asks about the medicine. Suwen says, "No." Gaojun says to Jen, "Perhaps these are Yuning's." In the next scene, Gaojun goes to that restaurant where Jen is working. Gaojun sees Jen doing the work of dishwashing. He doesn't like it at all, and standing outside, he starts waiting for Jen. Jen also finishes all her work and comes out. Just then, a chef from that same restaurant comes and offers to give Jen a ride, but Jen says no. That chef starts insisting a lot to Jen. Seeing this, Gaojun quickly brings the car to Jen. Jen sits in his car. Gaojun asks her, "Was this the friend you had to meet?" Hearing this, Jen says nothing. Gaojun takes Jen to a restaurant to feed her. After eating, Jen asks Gaojun, "Why did you bring me out today?" Gaojun is smiling, looking at Jen, and says, "I am going back to Beijing. My firm has assigned me a new case. That is why I won't be able to handle your case now. Nor will I be able to go to court with you." Jen says, "This is no serious matter. Even before, we agreed on this point that you won't come to court." Gaojun says, "You practice the hearing with me." And then, both come to the riverside, where Gaojun asks Jen those questions which the judge will ask her during the hearing. Jen also answers those questions truthfully. Gaojun asks Jen, "Do you really know nothing about your husband's loan?" Jen says, now Gaojun is asking very harsh questions. Hearing which, Jen says, "I don't need to practice all these questions. Whatever they ask me, I will give a truthful answer. That Yu Ning used my ID wrongly and his affair was going on, and he gifted me a fake watch on my birthday too." Saying this, Jen goes to the side. Gaojun says, "I am sure that you know where Yu Ning has hidden the money." Jen says, "I don't know." Gaojun comes to Jen and says, "If your life is going so well, then why didn't you tell me that you are working as a dishwasher in a restaurant?" Jen says, "I haven't committed any crime. I am filling my stomach with my hard work." Gaojun says, "If you want to fill your stomach only, you don't need to do such a difficult job." Now Gaojun remembers that Jiu had given him advice. To get the truth out of Jen, you will have to keep harsh behavior with her. That is why Gaojun says to Jen, "I am ready to give you a house and car, and they won't be in your name either. And I will give you 20,000 yuan every month too. And when I am in this city, you can give me company, and when I am not in this city, then you can do whatever you want. And when in the future, I have a girlfriend or I get married, then this relationship of ours will end. But despite that, you will get the house and car." Hearing all this, Jen feels hurt, and she says to Gaojun, "After all, what do you consider yourself? After all, why are you insulting me like this?" Gaojun says, "I am pointing out those problems which you are facing. And what do you think? That I am helping you? That is why I want a favor from you? I am doing this because I like you." Saying this, Gaojun kisses Jen, but Jen pushes Gaojun back and says, "What are you doing?" Gaojun says, "The offer I just gave you can come out of this mess through its means. You don't have any need to work in that restaurant." Hearing Gaojun's words, Jen gets angry and she slaps Gaojun hard and says, "You have no right to insult me, and only for this reason that you like me? I don't know why you are behaving like a monster after all, but I am a human and I want you to treat me like humans." Gaojun says, "If you want to live like humans, then you should look at yourself too." Jen shouts, saying, "I am very happy. I want to live just like this. What is wrong in this?" Saying this, Jen goes to the side and says, "I will earn money through hard work." Saying this, Jen starts crying and asks Gaojun, "After all, what happened to you? What do you actually want?" Gaojun says, "I have told you that I like you." After this, Jen goes back to her team and says to Ju, "Close this case from your company and tell them this too, that I am leaving this case. And tell them this too, that Jen knows nothing about the money nor about that thing which we are searching for." Saying this, Gaojun goes upstairs. Jo goes to Gaojun and says, "You relax first. You cannot resign like this when the company approves your resignation. Only then can you resign. And anyway, we have taken the deposit. Gao Jun says, no problem, I will return the deposit to them. Saying this, Gao Jun closes the door. The next morning, Gao Jun goes to Jen's house and says sorry to her, and says, forgive me, I came to say goodbye to you, and I will find a new lawyer for you too. Jen says, there is no need for this, I will find a lawyer for myself on my own. Saying this, Jen starts closing the door. But upon Gao Jun insisting a lot, Jen forgives Gao Jun. Now, at night, Gao Jun comes to Jen's house again and says, I have thought that I won't go from here now rather. Staying right here, I will help you. Hearing this, Jen says, no, you should go from here because I cannot give you anything in return. Gao Jun says, I don't want anything, I just want to help you. And anyway, you said correctly that if everything keeps going on just like this, then in the end, neither of us will have any benefit. That is why we end all this right here. Gao Jun says, yesterday I spoke about leaving because I didn't know how I would face you because that day I did very wrong with you. Please forgive me. Hearing this, Jen starts saying something, but Gao Jun says, I don't know yet what I feel about you. I don't know if I like you or I have compassion with you. I just know this that I have to help you. And in return, I want nothing. You are rejecting my feelings, but please accept my help. Hearing this, Jen starts getting emotional and says, if rejecting your feelings I accept help, then I will be called selfish. Hearing this, Gao Jun says to Jen, why don't we make an agreement that however much help I provide you, I will neither be worried about that nor will I have regret. And if I left everything without saying goodbye to you, then I hope that you won't mind this matter either. Do you agree with this matter? Jen says, I will think about this. Hearing this, Gao Jun says goodbye to Jen and leaves from there. In the next scene, Jen goes to meet Mr. Fang. Mr. Fang says to Jen, an audit is going on in the company, that is why it took me so long to transfer money. You tell Yuning's parents that they should come to the company and complete some paperwork, then the money will be transferred to you very soon. Hearing this, Jen says thanks to Mr. Fang. Mr. Fang says, I have to say one thing to you, that whatever things of Yuning there are, you should keep them safe. You haven't worked for quite some time, that is why you don't know society. For their benefit, they can cause any kind of harm to others. Jen says, whatever you want to say it clearly. Mr. Fang says, the inspection team is investigating Yuning's matter, and some people in the team are using their personal connections too. It won't make much difference to the company, but Yuning will be blamed for everything, and you will be affected a lot by this. Just then, Mr. Fang's manager calls Xu Fang for a meeting. Jen also leaves from there. After this, Gao Jun is drinking. Just then, Zhou comes to him and says, the car Yuning used to drive is standing on the road, and Zhao has also left the city long ago. But Gao Jun says, no. Zhou says, okay, I will let you drink alone. Saying this, Zhou starts to leave. But just then he remembers something and he goes to Gao Jun and says, today is your birthday, isn't it? That is why you stopped drinking. Let's go out and enjoy. But Gao Jun refuses to go. Zhou takes his mobile from Gao Jun and calls Jen. When Gao Jun finds out that he is calling Jen, he stops Zhu. But Zhu says to Jen, your friend's condition is very bad due to drinking, and in this condition, staying on the road isn't right. Jen says, you give the phone to Gao Jun, I will talk to him. Zhou says, he has fainted right here, that is why you cannot talk to him. You come quickly and pick him up. Jen says, okay, send me the address quickly. Now a short while later, Jen reaches Gao Jun. Seeing Jen, Gao Jun starts smiling and says, anyone can dump you easily. Jen says, I had come to know that you did all this knowingly. Gao Jun says, how did you find out? Jen says, no one can unlock your phone easily. And just then, seeing the bag held in Jen's hand, Gao Jun asks, is this for me? Jen gives that bag to Gao Jun, and when Gao Jun is looking at that bag, Jen wishes him, happy birthday. Gao Jun says, this is your favorite cake. Did you bring this for yourself or for me? Jen says, this is an expensive cake. That is why we should share and eat it. Gao Jun says, why should I share it? This is for me. Jen snatches the cake from Gao Jun and says, I also want to taste it. And then Jen tries to light the candle. Gao Jun is smiling watching her. Jen says, instead of looking at me, try to light the candle. Gao Jun hides the cake in his coat. Jen becomes successful in lighting the candle. Seeing this, Jen is very happy and tells Gao Jun, make a wish. Gao Jun says, you have given me a gift, that is why I give my wish to you, and my wishes always come true. Hearing this, Jen starts making a wish. Gao Jun is happy watching Jen. When Jen has made the wish, both blow out the candle together. Gao Jun asks Jen, what wish did you make? Jen says, I made a wish to always remain beautiful like this. Hearing this, Gao Jun starts laughing and Jen starts laughing too. And then both sit in the car. Jen is eating cake. Gao Jun is is watching her. Jen says, I know that this cake isn't enough. Laughing, Gao Jun says, but it is expensive. Hearing this, Jen starts laughing. Gao Jun says, I want to take you to a place. Jen says, okay, but you have drunk, that is why I will drive. And Jen starts sitting on the driving seat. Gao Jun gets out of the car and comes quite close to Jen and starts to kiss. Jen says, no. Then both sit in the car. And Gao Jun takes Jen to an old factory where, on a wall, Gao Jun had measured his height since childhood. Seeing this, Jen gets surprised and says, your height was very good since childhood. Gao Jun tells Jen, when I was 5 years old, my mom died. So I used to come to work in this factory as a guard with my dad. But my dad liked gambling a lot, and when my dad used to start a game once, no one could stop him. That is why I used to get food with great difficulty. And if I had got a good diet today, I would have been 2 centimeters taller. Jen starts laughing at Gao Jun's words. Gao Jun picks up a stone from below and says, help me in measuring my height. Saying this, Gao Jun stands against the wall. Jen also makes a mark on that wall. And during this, both get quite close to each other. And then Gao Jun records Jen's height too. And both are very happy spending time with each other. After this, Jen comes to her in-laws. And seeing a medicine bag, Yu Ning's parents tell Jen, last night, Yu Ning left this bag hanging on the gate. Jen says, it could be that a relative sent these medicines. Yu Ning's mom says, apart from Yu Ning, no one knows which medicine I take. Jen is not believing mom's words. So Yu Ning's mom shows Jen a note on which Yu Ning had written, both of you take care of your health, and Jen's too. Seeing this, Jen is getting surprised because this handwriting is exactly like Yu Ning's handwriting. Now Jen is coming back. Just then, she gets Gao Jun's call. He asks her, what happened? Jen says, nothing, I have come back to my home. Just then, Jen sees a person leaving there. And to Jen, he looks exactly like Yu Ning. Seeing this, Jen goes after that man. Gao Jun is asking her what happened, but no answer comes from Jen. So Gao Jun takes a U-turn to go to Jen. And right there, Jen sees that man sat in a taxi and left. And Gao Jun also arrives there. Gao Jun asks Jen, what happened? Jen says, let's go home first and talk. Now, as Jen comes home outside the door, Jen's favorite cake is kept. And near the cake, a note is also kept on which it was written, you don't worry too much about the case, I will return the money. Seeing this, Jen quickly goes inside and taking out Yu Ning's diary, starts matching the handwriting. And this handwriting is exactly the same. Just then, Gao Jun also comes inside with the cake and asks, who brought this cake? Jen says, I also don't know. Gao Jun says, what happened at the entrance just now? You looked a little worried. Jen says, I am getting late to go to work, that is why I came to get my uniform. Saying this, Jen starts leaving. But Gao Jun stops her and says, I am worried that in this condition, you won't be able to drive. Jen says, okay. And Gao Jun comes to drop Jen at the restaurant. And on the way, Jen tells Gao Jun, I found a note too, which Yu Ning had written. The next morning, Gao Jun and Jen go to the hospital to meet Lu Yang. Jen meets Lu Yang and comes back to the lobby. Just then, Jen sees Yu Ning there, who was wearing a mask. And seeing Jen, Yu Ning runs away. Jen also goes after him. Xiao also sees Jen running and goes after her. Yu Ning, while running, drops his ID card. And when Jen reaches there, Yu Ning has left. Jen picks up that ID card. And just then, Gao Jun also arrives there. And then the car he is going in is the same car which they had seen outside the factory. Jen starts going after that car. Gao Jun stops her and takes that ID card from her hand and sees that this is Jen's ID card. And this is the same old ID card which had got lost. In the next scene, seeing Yi Yi, Sheng's mom says, can you help me? I want to meet Mr. Tan. Do you know where he is? Sheng's mom says, why do you want to meet him? Yi Yi says, because I am missing him. After this, Jen has a hearing. Gao Jun brings her to court and says, I am not your lawyer. That is why I will sit in the gallery. Just whatever is on these documents you have to read and tell. And don't be nervous at all, I am with you. And if you make any mistake, I will signal you. Hearing Gao Jun's words, Jen starts smiling. And right there, Yu Ning's mom has also come to court, and Sheng's mom has also brought Yi Yi to court. Yu Ning's mom says, why did you bring this child? Sheng's mom says, she was insisting on meeting Zhen's lawyer, that is why I brought her with me. Anyway, her aunt wasn't home, so I didn't leave her alone at home. Now here we find out that that lady was not Yi Yi's mom. Rather, Yi Yi's mom was in jail. Now Sheng and Yu Ning's mom start entering the court taking Yi Yi. But the guards forbid Yi Yi from going inside, because this was against the rule. So Yi Yi calls Gao Jun and says, I am also at the courtroom, but guards aren't letting me come inside. Hearing this, Gao Jun turns off the phone and goes to the entrance to see Yi Yi. And Sheng's mom says to Yi Yi, "We will go inside and find your Mr. Tan." Saying this, both go inside. Gao Jun brings Yi Yi out, and right there on the other side, the hearing has started. Jen sees that Gao Jun has gone, and here his mother-in-law has also come. Now Sheng's mom has shown Jen's picture to Yi Yi and asked about Gao Jun. That is why Yi Yi says to Gao Jun, "Do you also like Jen, just like you used to like my mom? Don't you remember that my mom is coming home next month?" Gao Jun says, "There was nothing between your mom and me, we are just good friends." Ya says, "You are lying." Gao Jun starts waiting for Ju, and as soon as Ju comes, Gao Jun says to Yi Yi, "You play with this uncle for a while." Saying this, Gao Jun leaves. Yi Yi starts screaming and starts taking Gao Jun's name. Seeing this, the guard becomes fascinated and takes Yi Yi inside. Gao Jun and Ju also go inside. Just then, Xiao also arrives there and starts scolding Yi Yi. Gao Jun quickly runs into the courtroom, but the hearing has finished, and Jen is sitting alone. Gao Jun goes to Jen. Jen says, "The trial went very well." Gao Jun says, "Forgive me, suddenly I got my client's call." Jen says, "You don't need to say sorry, rather I should say thanks to you. Because this material that you prepared for me, without this trial wouldn't have been good." In the next scene, Gao Jun is taking Yi Yi and tells her, "Whatever your aunt said about me and your mom, that is all wrong. Rather, a fight was going on between your mom and dad, and your mom wanted to take a divorce from your dad. That is why your mom hired me as a lawyer. But on your custody, your mom and dad's fight increased even more. Your dad felt that I am inciting your mom, that is why he tried to attack me with a knife. Due to which, your mom tried to save me, but by mistake, that knife hit your dad." Yi Yi says, "You are lying." Gao Jun says, "Your mom will come next month, you ask her yourself if this is true or not." After this, Yan is going back after drinking with some people. Those people leave by taxi. But Yan stands outside that same restaurant and falls right there. A short while later, Jen comes there and tries to pick Yan up, but he doesn't get up. Jen calls Sheng and tells her. In a short while, Sheng comes there with her mom. Sheng says to Jen, "I don't wish bad for you. I saw Gao Jun dropping a child in my neighborhood, and Gao Jun looks quite close to that child's aunt. I just want you to be a little careful, and don't let anyone take advantage of your innocence again." Jen says, "Thanks," to Sheng and leaves from there. Yan also regains consciousness. Hitting Yan, Sheng says, "Have you forgotten what kind of promise you made to give me a life?" Yan says, "Forgive me," and hitting himself, he says, "I couldn't fulfill any of your promises. I am very useless and I broke your trust." Sheng, holding his face, says, "Stop hitting yourself." Saying this, she hugs Yan and both start crying. And right there on the other side, Jen is going back home thinking only about Sheng's words. Just then, Gao Jun arrives there. Jen sits in his car. When Gao Jun sees Jen worried, he asks her, "What happened to you?" Jen says, "Nothing happened." Gao Jun says, "Why don't we go somewhere and have dinner?" Jen says, "I am very tired, that is why I want to go home." Gao Jun says, "Okay," and takes her home. There, Jen starts feeling dizzy. Gao Jun lays her on the sofa and asks, "How is your health?" Jen says, "I am fine. The same thing happened to me at the restaurant too. It could be that my sugar level has gone down. Please bring me sugar from the kitchen." Gao Jun brings sugar from the kitchen and gives it to Jen. Jen eats the sugar. Gao Jun says, "You leave your job tomorrow, I will take you to the hospital and get your full checkup done." Jen says, "There is no need for this. I was discharged from the hospital only a few days ago, so my proper checkup must have been done there." Gao Jun says, "Why are you torturing yourself for so little money?" Jen starts feeding sugar to Gao Jun. Gao Jun says, "I don't want to eat this." But Jen insists to Gao Jun a lot, so Gao Jun eats that sugar. Jen says, "Tell me again, when you saw me for the first time, what did you feel?" Gao Jun says, "I don't want to tell this, and I have told you before too." Jen, holding Gao Jun's hand, says, "I will feel good hearing it." Holding Jen's hand, Gao Jun starts repeating the same things which he had told Jen at school, and then says, "I will cook something for you." Saying this, Gao Jun comes to the kitchen. Jen starts watching Gao Jun working in the kitchen. Gao Jun looks at Jen and starts smiling. And Jen also looks at him and smiles, but Jen is looking a little confused. Now, while leaving, Gao Jun says, "If you are not feeling well, I will stay right here with you." Jen says, "No, I am completely fine. There is no need for this." Gao Jun leaves from there. Now, as soon as Gao Jun leaves, Jen starts searching about billing on the internet. The next morning, Jen goes to that platform on billing about which Gao Jun used to tell Jen. Now Jen comes to meet the real Gao Jun, and Gao Jun gets quite surprised seeing Jen, and getting quite excited says to Jen, "Why are you not recognizing me? I am Gao Jun." Jen gets a little confused. Gao Jun says, "Yes, I have lost a little weight." And then telling Jen to sit, Jen says, "Can you show me your ID card and lawyer license too?" Gao Jun says, "Yes, sure." And then Gao Jun shows his ID card and lawyer license too. Seeing those things, Jen starts looking at Gao Jun. Gao Jun says, I had heard about your case. It's not that I don't want to help you, just that I don't have any experience in debt cases. Now seeing this lawyer license and ID card, Jen remembers all of Gao Jun's words. Jen says, I didn't come here because of my case. Gao Jun says, then why did you come here? Jen says, I met a lawyer, and his name is also Gao Jun. And he says that he is Yu Ning's high school classmate, and he is helping me for the case too. And right there on the other side, Gao Jun has come to the market, and he calls Jen. Jen doesn't pick up the call. Seeing this, Gao Jun says to Jen, whatever you told me from that, it seems to me that if he hasn't caused you any harm, then he approached you for some purpose. Jen says, if I call the police, will I be able to know who he is? And why is he doing this? Gao Jun says, if you call the police, you can find out his real identity, but he will say to the police that I had a misunderstanding recognizing him, and he hasn't caused you any harm either. So whatever lawful action there is, it will end. Jen says, I just want to know why did he approach me? Gao Jun says, how can I help you? Jen says, you find a person named Lu Yudao for me. Then Gao Jun comes to drop Jen and says, you take care of your safety, and if there is anything, you can call me. Jen says, thanks, and leaves from there. Now on the way, Jen is going remembering Gao Jun's words, and she gets very angry. And just then it starts raining very heavily, due to which Jen doesn't realize, and she passes through the construction path. And going a little far, her car stops. Jen comes out with an umbrella. Due to the very heavy rain and wind, her umbrella flies far away and falls. And Jen's mobile also falls into the water. And right there on the other side, Gao Jun is standing outside Jen's house and calls Ju to find Jen. Here, Jen changes her car tire herself. Now in the morning, Ju is giving all the reports to Gao Jun. Just then, Jen arrives there. Gao Jun says to Ju, Jen has come back now, don't search for her. And then Gao Jun asks Jen, where were you? Jen says, yesterday I was informed that your old house is being demolished, so I went to see it. It started raining very heavily there, due to which my car tire got punctured. Saying this, Jen starts crying. Gao Jun wipes her tears and puts his coat on her and hugs her. Jen says, thanks, to Gao Jun. Gao Jun takes Jen inside. Jen says to Gao Jun, I need your phone because I want to report my SIM being lost before anything else happens. Now Gao Jun doesn't feel like giving his mobile, but then he gives the phone to Jen. Jen calls the police and says to Gao Jun, can you make ginger drink for me? Saying this, talking on the call, Jen goes inside her room and going to the washroom, turns on the shower and is checking his phone. Just then, Jen finds a Xiaoling's number. Jen starts remembering it. And right there, Gao Jun is also getting suspicious of what Jen is doing. And then Jen gets an idea. She writes the number on tissue paper with lipstick. And Jen has put the phone on speaker, on which again and again it is being said that you haven't entered your number yet. Gao Jun also hears this voice, goes near the washroom and knocks on the door. Jen says, what happened? Gao Jun says, there is no ginger in the fridge. Jen says, just heat water for me. Hearing this, Gao Jun is going to the kitchen. Jen gives the mobile to Gao Jun saying, I have made the call, you take your mobile back. Gao Jun takes his phone and checks contacts. Xiaoling's call had come to him just a while ago. And right there, Jen hides that tissue paper in the cabinet. Now, after Gao Jun leaves, Jen writes that number on paper. In the next scene, Jen invites Gao Jun, come to dinner. As soon as Gao Jun comes, he asks Jen, why did you choose this restaurant? Isn't the food here cheap? Jen says, yes, I know, that is why I ordered a cheap meal before you came. Gao Jun says to Jen, I will pay today's bill. Jen says, no, I will pay the bill. Gao Jun says, why are you saying this? Hearing this, Jen takes out an envelope and places it on the table saying, I received pay today and I have earned this money myself after 10 years. That is why this is very important to me. Gao Jun says, you forgot your 40 million debt and are being so happy with this little pay? Jen says, if you take care of my case, I don't need to be worried about anything. Hearing this, Gao Jun starts smiling. Just then food comes. Both talk about such common things while eating. Now after eating, Jen goes to the washroom to wash hands. A person is standing there who starts looking at Jen. Now, when both go out of the restaurant, fireworks are happening there. Gao Jun and Jen also start watching this. Jen finds these fireworks very nice, so Gao Jun takes Jen to that place where fireworks were happening. Gao Jun makes Jen stand there and goes to the stall himself. Jen starts watching Gao Jun. Just then, Gao Jun brings a lot of fireworks too and lights them. As soon as the fireworks start, Jen gets very happy seeing the fireworks. And Gao Jun is also smiling looking at her. And then Gao Jun comes to Jen and kisses her. The next morning, Jen is talking to the real Gao Jun and asks him, did you get any information on Lu Yudao? Gao Jun says, yes, my friend is investigating him. Jen says, as soon as you know anything, tell me. Saying this, Jen ends the call and goes to Gao Jun and tells him, Yuning left such a thing behind which is quite powerful, due to which everyone is looking for him. Gao Jun answers, yes. Now at night, Gao Jun is leaving Jen's house. Jen says to him, it has become quite late, you can stay right here. Hearing this, Gao Jun goes inside and sits in the living room. Right there, sitting in her room, Jen is keeping an eye on him through the camera, and Gao Jun is also thinking about Jen, and then he goes to sleep. Jen also turns off the laptop and goes to sleep. The next morning, Jen and Gao Jun are having breakfast. Just then, Jen gets a call from an unknown number. When Jen picks up the call, it is Yi, and she says to Jen, Xiaoling is my aunt. Jen says, then what help can I do for you? Yi says, my aunt received some photos of you and Mr. Tan. Did you send those photos to us? Jen says nothing. Yi says, you are having a misunderstanding. Mr. Tan is not my aunt's boyfriend, rather, he is my mom's boyfriend. Saying this, Yi ends the call. After this, Jen goes to Yi and asks her, what do you want to show me? Yi takes an album out of her bag and gives it to Jen. Jen starts looking at this album. In this, there are photos of Yi's childhood. Yi says, in this album, there are photos of me, my mom, and Mr. Tan. Jen looks at this album. In it, there are photos of Gao Jun with Yi. And Yi says, Mr. Tan has been treating me very nicely for many years. I also treat him like my dad now. That is why you cannot take Mr. Tan from me. Just then, Xiaoling also comes there searching for Yi, and seeing Jen, she starts looking at that Gao Jun photo. Then she realizes that this is Jen. Jen returns that album to Yi and asks her, did you call me only to show this photo? Yi says, yes, and the lady who destroys another family is bad. Hearing this, Jen says, I am not destroying your family. Yi says, then why are you with Mr. Tan all the time? Jen asks her, what work does Mr. Tan do? Yi tells, he is a lawyer. Jen says, is he really a lawyer? Yi says, yes, Mr. Tan told me that you are his client. Jen says, yes, you heard correctly, I am his client. That is why you shouldn't be worried about your mom and dad's relationship. Okay, where is your mom? And why are you staying with your aunt? Just then, Xiaoling comes there and says to Jen, are you not ashamed? You are taking information from a child. Yi goes to her aunt and says, this girl brought me here. Xiaoling tells Yi, go back to the store, and sits near Jen herself and says, whatever you want to ask, you can ask me. Jen asks, is Mr. Tan really a lawyer? Xiaoling says, who is he? I don't know about him. Jen says, Yi showed me her photos with Tan. What is the relationship of Tan with Yi's mom? Xiaoling says, he is the one who is yours and Tan's. Saying this, Xiaoling starts to leave. Jen stops Xiaoling and tells, 2 months ago my husband died, and right now I am stuck in a very big debt case, and this man tried to pretend that he is Yuning's classmate, and under some purpose he tried to approach me, and in all this time he took great care of me, and quite a few times he confessed his feelings to me too. That is why I want to know what kind of human is he. Hearing this, Xiaoling sits down and tells, 5 years ago, quite a few problems were going on between my brother and Yi's mom, and Yi's mom approached Tan to handle her divorce case, and Rui Yun heard everything Tan said. Both wanted that my brother should divorce Rui Yun and leave without taking any property silently, but my brother refused to do so. So they posted this on the internet that my brother is not loyal to Rui Yun. He is cheating on her. And due to this reason, my brother's job also went away. And before, the reason for my brother's divorce wasn't known, but one day Rui Yun asked Yi, can she accept Tan as her dad? And my dad heard this very thing. Hearing this, my brother went to Rui Yun in anger. So Rui Yun tried to grab the knife from my brother's hand, but by mistake, Rui Yun got hit by that knife by my brother, due to which my brother died and Rui Yun went to jail. Among all this, only Tan had no difference, so you can think yourself after all. What kind of human is he? And if you ask for my opinion to achieve his object, he can go to any limit. I give you advice that don't make a mistake like Rui Yun. Saying this, Xiaoling leaves. Jen returns home. Gao Jun is waiting for her. Seeing Gao Jun, Jen says, is your health bad? Gao Jun says, no, I have gotten a little better. Jen says, I will make something for you. But Gao Jun tells Jen to sit. Jen sits down. Gao Jun holds her hand and says, I like you very much. Do you like me? Jen says, why are you behaving so emotionally today? Smiling, Gao Jun says, I can feel that you like me. Saying this, Gao Jun places the camera on the table and says, otherwise why do you use this? I want a clear answer. Hearing this, Jen tries to free her hand, but Gao Jun doesn't let go of her hand and says, now end your drama, you don't need to sacrifice yourself further. Hearing this, Jen also gets angry and says, taking revenge on a disgusting human, I don't want to become like him. Gao Jun says, what plan are you making? Jen says, I want to send you to jail. Gao Jun says, if I didn't know about this camera today, then at this time you would use it as evidence to send me to jail. Jen says, yes, I don't know how to deceive as well as you. And I read somewhere that a man controls a woman very easily. Is this true? Gao Jun says, you can try and see. Jen says, let's try together, you hold me tight and see whether I succeed in running away or not. Gao Jun says, okay. Saying this, he holds Jen tight. But Jen hits Gao Jun and knocks him down. And running away, she locks herself in her room. Gao Jun is trying to open the door, but Jen doesn't open the door. Gao Jun says, I don't want to cause you any harm. Jen says, don't say this. You approached me becoming a fake man using me. You deceived me. Even you tried to control me. Gao Jun says, because I like you and not just me, you also like me. Jen says, after all, who are you? Gao Jun says, believe me, I really like you. Jen says, you are not worthy of this. Gao Jun says, you take great care of yourself. Saying this, Gao Jun leaves from there. Jen comes out of her room and asks, after all, what are you people looking for? Gao Jun says, a client list. This is a company's secrets client list, which Yuning had. Hearing this, Jen says, just for the client list, you people were searching. Gao Jun says, we also tried to find out about the money, but it seems to me that money is just a show. Jen says, you want the list, and I want money. That is why from today we will work together. Hearing this, Gao Jun gets surprised and says, last month, only I left this task, and from that same time, that list became useless for me. Jen says, now stop lying. After all, where are the 40 million yuan? And if you had told me about your intention before today, we would have succeeded in our goal. Hearing all these things, Gao Jun doesn't feel good at all. Jen asks Gao Jun once again, will you work together? Gao Jun comes to Jen and says, okay, and extends his hand to do the deal. Jen shakes hands with Gao Jun. In the next scene, Gao Jun brings Jen to meet his partners. Zhou tells Jen, eat. Jen starts looking at Zhu very intently. Then she remembers that in the hometown, it was Zhu only who followed her. So Jen asks him, was it Zhu only who followed me in the hometown? Zhu says, yes, it was me. Jen looks at Xiao and says, and you changed my house lock? Xiao answers, yes. Gao Jun says, but I am very different from them. I don't do any work against the law. And then, talking to them all, Jen feels very good. Now, Gao Jun goes to drop Jen home. Just then, Su Wen comes there. Jen is very happy seeing Su Wen and hugs her. Next morning, Jen feels that someone is at her door. That is why she looks through the keyhole. No one is there. But to clear her doubt, Jen opens the door and looks. No one is there. Just then, Jen finds a note lying down, on which it is written, take care of yourself because someone is going to kidnap you. And this note isn't from someone else, rather Yan had kept it. Jen goes and shows that note to Gao Jun. Gao Jun asks her, who gave this to you? Jen says, no one gave this to me, rather I found it outside my door. Hearing this, Gao Jun gets worried, and then both come back home. Jen says to Gao Jun, you keep this luggage in the kitchen, I will wake Su Wen up. Saying this, Jen starts opening Su Wen's room door. Just then, Su Wen also wakes up and comes. Jen says, did we wake you up? Su Wen says, since when did you start jogging? Jen says, Gao Jun says that I should do a little exercise. Gao Jun comes close to Jen and says, Jen is weak, that is why she should do jogging in the morning. Both pretend as if both are a couple. Su Wen starts looking at them closely. Jen says, why are you staring like this? Su Wen says, showing off your relationship in front of a single person. Saying this, Su Wen goes to the washroom. Jen hits Gao Jun's hand saying, move your hand back. Gao Jun also goes to the kitchen. Now these three are having breakfast. Jen asks Su Wen, now what is your plan ahead? Su Wen says, I will stay with you for a few more days. Jen says, Gao Jun is handling my case, that is why you have no need to worry about me. You can go back. Hearing this, Su Wen says, you will have to choose one between friendship and love. Jen says, Su Wen, what kind of things are you saying? Su Wen says, now I will just tease you because friendship is more important for you. And now I have come to know that Gao Jun is with you. So, I am not that worried about you. After having breakfast, Jen and Gao Jun go somewhere outside. Su Wen copies all the documents of Jen's case and files from Yuning's diary from behind. And before Jen comes home, reaching home, she copies some files from Jen's laptop too, and then opens her bag. Just then, Jen and Gao Jun also arrive there. Jen asks Su Wen, what are you doing? Su Wen says, I am packing my bag, I don't want to become a third person between you two here. Jen says, can't you stay for a few more days? Su Wen says, no, I have booked the ticket too. Jen says, okay, then we will drop you off at the train station. After this, Gao Jun and Jen drop Su Wen at the station. Su Wen says to Jen, there is a card kept in the drawer. Its password is your birthday date. There is some money in it which you use. Jen starts saying something, but Su Wen says to her, you won't lose anything. Jen says, okay, I will use that money. Su Wen says to Gao Jun, you come with me, I have to talk to you about something. Gao Jun goes to Su Wen. Su Wen says to Gao Jun, you take care of Jen, Mr. Tan. Now here, we find out that Su Wen also knew about Gao Jun's identity. In the next scene, Gao Jun and Jen go to the camping site. Jen says, "Why have we come so far? Those people can go to my house and kill me." Gao Jun says, "Those people can come anywhere and kill you." Jen says, "But you are with me, aren't you?" Hearing this, Gao Jun says, "Some person was saying that he has no right to protect you." Hearing her own words from Gao Jun's mouth, Jen gets embarrassed and goes inside the camp. Gao Jun gives medicine to Jen and says, "Apply this on your injury, and if needed, call me." Jen says, "When you are doing such good work, then why are you so annoying?" Hearing this, Gao Jun starts smiling. In the next scene, the real Gao Jun gets a call from a person named Cheng, who tells him, "Yu Ning's incident wasn't that serious, then why this outcome? You turned a small problem into a big problem, and doing so isn't right at all." Real Gao Jun says, "I am trying fully to handle this problem." Cheng says, "Boss is not happy because of your performance, that is why now I cannot protect you either." Gao Jun says, "You don't worry, I will settle this problem in this time." Cheng says, "Then you will have to do it quickly, because you don't have time." In the next scene, Mr. Tan is standing outside the jail with Yi Yi and her aunt. Just then, Gao Jun gets Jen's call, who asks him, "Where are you?" Gao Jun says, "I have come outside somewhere." Jen asks him again, "Where are you?" Gao Jun gives no answer. Jen says, "It makes no difference to me where you are." Just then, Rui Yun comes out of the jail. Yi Yi, screaming, hugs her mom. Jen also hears their voices and ends the call. Gao Jun says to them, "Sit in the car quickly," and then takes them away. And right there, Gao Jun goes to a restaurant with Wu and Xiao. Just then, Gao Jun also arrives there and asks them, "Where is Jian?" Wu says, "She is in the washroom." Gao Jun says, "How long has it been since she went to the washroom?" Wu says, "It has been quite some time." Hearing this, Gao Jun tells Wu to check the washroom. As Wu checks the washroom, no one is there. Wu quickly tells Gao Jun, "She is not there." Gao Jun calls Jen and asks, "Where are you?" Jen says, "I have come out regarding work." Gao Jun asks her again, "Where are you?" Jen says, "You cannot have double standards. If you also can't tell me some things, then I also can't tell you some things." Saying this, Jen hangs up the call. On the other side, Rail Gao Jun, talking to Feng, on the call says, "So much has happened, the police must surely be investigating." Mr. Fang says, "If the police came to catch us too before that, we will have gone out." Hearing this, Rail Gao Jun gets angry and says, "I suspect that Tan is working for the police. If the net is spread, then I am warning you. No one among us will be able to escape." After this, Jen goes to meet the Rail Gao Jun and asks, "Why have you called me to this place?" Gao Jun says, "Because no one follows us, that is why we should remain careful." Saying this, Gao Jun gives Jen some information about Tan and his partners. Then Jen remembers that Tan had said that in the situation you are in this situation, you shouldn't trust the real Gao Jun either. That is why Jen says to Gao Jun, "Currently I have sent a very important service," and says, "Can you show me this video?" Jen shows that video to Gao Jun, and then goes to meet Lu Yang with him and asks, "Why did you go there that day? Who attacked you? And what was Yu Ning's key pouch doing in your car?" Lu Yang says, "You talked to me about the key pouch, so I went there to find it. And I found that pouch too. And when I started to go back, then I realized that I dropped my phone. That is why I went to find my phone. Back then I fell down. Then I got hit on the head." Jen says, "I saved your life the second time. If you don't want to tell me, then no problem, because the thing which you were finding, that list, Yu Ning never kept in his car. That list is with him, and Yu Ning is still alive." Hearing this, the Real Gao Jun and Lu Yang get shocked. Hearing this, Jen is going back with Real Gao Jun and looking at him with suspicion. And Real Gao Jun asks Jen, "Did you lie to Lu Yang that Yu Ning is alive?" Jen says, "Not everyone will believe my words, but I feel that Yu Ning is still alive. I lied to Lu Yang, but I know this much, that Yu Ning is alive." Hearing this, Real Gao Jun says, "You should stop worrying about everything and worry about your case." Just then, Gao Jun arrives there and says, "You don't need to do all this because I can help her." Jen says to Gao Jun, "Are you following me?" Gao Jun says, "No, Jo was discharged. That is why I came to the hospital to do paperwork." And Gao Jun, "You go home, I will drop Jen." Hearing this, Real Gao Jun leaves. Jen frees her hand from Gao Jun and says, "After all, why did you take so long to come?" Gao Jun says, "I needed time to find you." Saying this, Gao Jun hugs Jen, because due to Jen, Gao Jun got scared quite a lot. And Gao Jun says to Jen, "Don't be afraid, now I have come here." Now going back, Jen shows Gao Jun the team's information which the real Gao Jun had given her. Seeing this, Gao Jun says, "Our partnership is going quite well. You will get your money, and the thing I am searching for, I will get that." Jen says, "You aren't working with the company, then why are you searching for that thing?" Gao Jun says, "Because I am very curious that after all, what was Yu Ning hiding, which is even more important than 40 million yuan for him? And secondly this, that I am working with the police in the investigation." Looking at Jen's face, it seems that she doesn't believe Gao Jun's words. Gao Jun says, "Then what should I say? That I am working with you because I like you?" Now at night, Gao Jun and Jen are enjoying the seaside view. Some young people are enjoying in the water there. Seeing this, Jen also starts going to enjoy in the water. Gaojun stops her and says, "That water will be very cold." Jen says, "No, I want to try this." Saying this, Jen goes. Gaojun is getting happy seeing Jen from afar. Now Jen comes back after enjoying. Gaojun cleans her feet and is putting shoes on her. Seeing this, Jen says, "Did you treat An Rui-yun like this too?" Gaojun says, "You're not like her." Jen says, "How so?" Gaojun says, "Because I never liked her." Jen says, "Then what do you find good in me?" Laughing, Gaojun says, "Even I don't know about this thing." Jen says, "You say that I am crazy but my age is 30, nor do I have any professional skill and I am in such huge debt. Still you want to include me in your life?" Laughing, Gaojun says, "My background is also the same, isn't it? Neither do I have a house nor a car and I am also in debt." Jen says, "Not funny at all." Saying this, she starts to leave. Gaojun stops her and says, "I want to talk to you for a little while more." Jen says, "Okay." Gaojun says, "Why did you tell the real Yu Ning that Yu Ning is alive?" Jen says, "So that they can fight amongst themselves." Hearing this, Gaojun starts laughing and says, "You are lovely but your personality." Saying this, he starts closing the door. Jen stops him and asks, "What were you saying about my personality?" Gaojun says, "You are selfish." Saying this, Gaojun closes the door. Jen says from the window, "Thanks for giving your compliment." After this, Gaojun brings Jen to a shooting club and teaches Jen shooting. Now Jen tries herself too. Jen's aim looks very good. Seeing this, Jen is very happy. Gaojun is also happy watching her. In the next scene, Jen goes to meet An Rui-yun in the library. And Rui-yun tells Jen, "I wanted to take a divorce from my husband, and wanted to prove this that my husband's reputation is not right. At that time, no one was ready to take my case. Only Gaojun took my case, and he gave me a lot of ideas on how I can defame my husband. And I was just Gaojun's client. In my view, Gaojun saved my life actually, my husband was cheating on me, but I had no proof. So Gaojun helped me in gathering all proofs." Hearing all these things, Jen comes back to Gaojun and giving a card to Gaojun says, "An Rui-yun told me to give this card to you, and she asked to pay your gratitude because you took care of Yi Yi for so many years. And An Rui-yun told me one thing and said that I should tell you that on that day, the thing your husband was angry about, you have nothing to do with all that." Now An Rui-yun had told this to Jen too. "I irritated my husband knowingly. Tell Gaojun that he should forgive me for my selfishness." Just then, An Rui-yun comes out of the library with Yi. Jen says to Gaojun, "You go and say hello to them." Gaojun goes and meets Yi. Yi is also very happy seeing Gaojun, and An Rui-yun also says, "Thanks," to Gaojun. Seeing this, Jen also believes in Gaojun's truth. In the next scene, Su-wen comes to meet Mr. Fang. Seeing Shang, she tells Jen, "This is what happened," and Su-wen takes out some documents and shows them to Fang. Fang asks her, "How much money do you want?" Now, Su-wen is going back. Just then, Gaojun and Jen also arrive there, and ask Su-wen, "What are you doing here?" Su-wen says, "I came here for some work." Saying this, Su-wen starts leaving. Jen catches Su-wen and brings her outside, and taking the bag says, "Did you take money from Mr. Fang in exchange for all this?" Su-wen says, "Yes, I asked anyway because of Mr. Fang, my reputation was going to be ruined." Jen says, "But doing so is against the law." Su-wen says, "If I am breaking the law, then it has nothing to do with you." Jen says, "I don't want you to lose your way." Su-wen says, "I don't even have a path to lose, and the kit you gave me, it will stop working very soon. That is why I need money to survive." Hearing this, Jen feels bad and she says, "You aren't such a person." Su-wen says, "I am just this kind of person I want to live. I cannot wait for some miracle lying on a hospital bed, and the suitcase you just held in your hand in it are all proofs against Mr. Fang. And this is just like money for me, that is just why you give this to me." Saying this, Su-wen takes the bag and starts leaving. Jen crying says, "I have only you." Hearing this, Su-wen gets emotional. Jen says, "You can fool everyone except me. I know that you want this money to pay off my debt." Su-wen says, "I have told you too that you have nothing to do with this money." Jen says, "Didn't you think about this, that even after taking this money, I will never get peace?" Su-wen crying says, "If you get this money, then your entire life's tension will end." Jen says, "What will happen to you?" Su-wen says, "I don't have much time." Hearing this, Jen takes that bag back from Su-wen and crying hugs Su-wen. After this, these three come to the police station with the bag, and Su-wen goes inside taking that bag. Now at night, Su-wen says to Gaojun, "It makes no difference to me who you spend life with, but before your feelings become very strong, you should think once whether she deserves to be your partner or not." Jen says, "Gaojun is quite good. When I met Gaojun for the first time, then I felt that he is quite rude. But slowly, I came to know that a hero lives in his heart. Suwen says, do you really like him that much? Jen says, yes. Just then, Gao Jun comes there and says, I just received news that Mr. Xu has taken all the blame on himself and handed himself over to the police. Suwen says, I am going back tomorrow. Mr. Xu will know more about this. Just then, Jen gets Liu Yang's call. The next morning, Liu Yang goes to meet Jen. But Gao Jun is sitting with Jen. That is why Liu Yang is not comfortable. So Gao Jun gets up from there and leaves. Liu Yang says to Jen, I want to tell you one thing about Yu Ning. After this, Jen tells Gao Jun, actually Xiao had removed Yu Ning from the company so that Liu Yang could keep an eye on Yu Ning. And when the problem started in any travel, then a lot of people came to Xiao and Yu Ning to get their money back. But they didn't have a thumb drive with which they were blackmailing an executive of Zhujian. And Xiao and Liu Yang came to my house twice to find that thumb drive, but they didn't find that thumb drive. Just then, Jen gets Miss Shen's call. Jen puts the call on speaker. Shen says to Jen, you can meet me. Jen says, why should I meet you? Shen says, I can tell you those things which Yu Ning hid from you. Jen gives no answer. Shen says, do you not want to know where Yu Ning hid the money? And I am not going to get that money, so I tell you. And don't bring that man with you, come alone. Saying this, Shen hangs up the call. And now Fang has caught Miss Shen, and this call was also made by Fang only. Fang says, did Xiao open an overseas account too? Miss Shen says, Xiao forced me to do this work. I had no choice, please forgive me. But Fang's men take Shen away. After this, Jen is going to meet Miss Shen at that same cafe. But just then on the way, a van comes and collides with Jen's car, and she faints right there. When Jen regains consciousness, she is in an old factory, and Fang's men had tied Jen up, and Fang asks Jen, where is that thing which Yu Ning stole? Jen says, that thing is inside my house. Right there on the other side, Gao Jun gets Xiao's call, who says to Gao Jun, if you want Jen alive, then go to her house quickly and bring that tape. When you get that tape, then I will send you a location. Hearing this, Gao Jun gets shocked and immediately comes to Zhen's house. And they start searching for all the tape, and then bringing all the tape, he gives it to Xiao. Xiao takes that bag and ties Gao Jun too. Xiao was watching all this from that same distance, and Xian Liang takes Gao Jun and leaves. When Xiao reaches the factory, he tells a man, keep an eye on this, don't let him run from here. Saying this, Xiao goes inside and says, I brought this tape for you too, and that man give me my money now too. Mr. Fang says to Xiao, you go and take the money yourself. Xiao gets very happy seeing that money and starts putting the money in the bag. Then one of Fang's men attacks Xiao, due to which he faints. Then Mr. Fang starts checking those tapes and says, bring that lawyer here too. When Fang's man goes to take Gao Jun, he has run away from there. Fang's man quickly comes and tells Fang, he ran away. Fang starts getting angry. Just then, the real Gao Jun also arrives there, and Fang says, you did a very good job. And going near Jen says, tell us which is the real tape among these? If you tell me, then I will let you go from here. Jen says nothing. Gao Jun starts getting angry, and just then another Gao Jun also arrives there. Mr. Fang says, you told the 4 people to call here, I have gathered them, and now I am leaving from here. Saying this, Fang leaves. The real Gao Jun calls the other Gao Jun to him, but the real Gao Jun is quite nervous due to the gun and says, if I kill both of you, then no one will know who killed you. Gao Jun says, here Xiao, Ju, Wu, and Mr. Fang, everyone will know about this, and if they wanted to leave you, then today you wouldn't be standing over us with a gun. Just then a fight starts happening between Real Gao Jun and the other Gao Jun, and just then the police also arrive there and take Xiao, Miss Shen, and Real Gao Jun. And Gao Jun gets injured. That is why Jen takes Gao Jun to the hospital. After this, Jen is packing her luggage with Su Wen. This news is running on TV that Mr. Fang is involved in criminal activities. That is why the police have caught him. Su Wen says to Jen, you stop watching this news because now you have nothing to do with them. Now, as they start packing the luggage, then that decoration piece breaks, which Jen had brought from Yu Ning's office. But seeing this, Jen gets happy and says, I was going to throw it anyway. Now as Su Wen starts picking up those pieces, there is a thumb drive in it. Seeing this, Jen says, this is the same thumb drive which everyone was searching for. Seeing this, Jen and Su Wen are quite shocked. After this, Jen goes to Yu Ning's parents. Yu Ning's mom asks her, how is your case going? Jen says, I have given all proof to the police. Now the authority is looking at all arrangements, and those who filed a case against me, they have taken the case back. Hearing this, Yu Ning's parents are happy. Jen places an ATM card in Yu Ning's mom's hand and says, I have sold the house, and this is your share, and this ATM card's password is Yu Ning's birthday date. And the 200 million won which I gave you and which you received from Yu Ning's company, you can keep that with you. And if you ever need me, you can call me. Hearing this, Yu Ning's parents are very happy. In the next scene, Jen goes to her favorite cafe and starts waiting. And a short while later, Gao Jun also arrives there. Jen gets very happy seeing Gao Jun. Gao Jun comes near Jen, holds her hand, and hugs her. Jen gets very happy. Gao Jun says to Jen, "Forgive me for coming late." Jen says, "No, you have come at exactly the right time." And then Jen kisses Gao Jun. And right here, the happy ending of this drama happens.